So I'm actually just going to create a sheet metal surround in this video. All right, so hopefully I don't muck it up. All right, so I'm going to go to my CAD commands. I'm going to use my Cuboid command. We'll select that. I'm working off the center. That's usually my preference. We'll pick the center. And then obviously let's put in 500, 400. And we need a height in this scenario as well. So we'll just do 150. Okay, and there it is. We've got our basic block, let's say, with our basic shape. Now I'm going to have it straight, just flat along one edge, but I'm going to have returns or angled returns um, along the other sides. So what I'm actually going to do, I'm going to use my chamfer command. I will actually leave it at 30 mil, but obviously you can specify what that's going to be. We'll pick that edge, and that edge, right? And you can see what it's done, it's added on, and we'll accept that. Right, and there's our basic shape. All right, now what we're actually going to do, we're going to shell this, all right, because we obviously want it as sheet metal, not as a solid block. So we're going to go shell. We're going to pick the block and accept that. You'll specify your thickness in here. I'm going to leave it as 1 mil. We'll pick the main face at the top, accept it again. All right, and you'll see we've now created the basic shape that we're after. Okay, now obviously we need to split that all up. We can't have the corners like that because it's sheet metal and we need it to be able to unfold. So what I'm now going to do is go to prepare. I'm going to split edge, and we're going to split that edge and that edge. We're going to do that edge and that edge. Let's pull that out a bit, and we're going to repeat that process on all four sides. It's probably not my best view ever. Go like that and accept it. All right, and now let's get that off the screen. You'll see it's actually split it all, which is what we want. But of course, our next problem is this has got to be bends. All right, so we need to, in this scenario, we're going to go set that up. We're going to go add a bend. All right, obviously you can set your radiuses, etc. Should know how to do that by now, so I'm just going to use the defaults for this example. Important to note, we need to do here as well at the bottom is that. As I said, we'll turn it around. Let's do there. The back face is flat, so we don't need to worry about it. But we need to do here and here. So we've selected where all the bends are going to be. And with a bit of luck. Okay. What we should now have is all our bends. Alright, so now we're looking like a sheet metal part. You can see I've split all this. We've got all the bends on here. Now we're going to go to our part. This will set our part properties. Again, just going to use the default settings. We'll accept that. Okay, got an error. I actually know what that is, and we'll come to that shortly. All right, and we've actually created the surround that I'm after in sheet metal. Now, what should happen is it'll flatten out. Okay. Now that error, and I'll show that error, I can correct that so it folds back up. We'll reselect here. Okay. That's fine. Now what you may find is you can see how probably this is on an angle that we shouldn't have. All right. What we can actually do is we can go remove bevel, and we can remove that and see how that's straightened that up to what we'd expect from sheet metal. So let's accept that. Now we probably need to do that on each side. Okay. This is where I forget which side that I did it on. So we'll come to here, remove bevel. Let's take that off, correct that. Okay. I've probably still got one more side, so let's correct that side as well. You'll notice I'm picking the bottom face. Remove bevel, select that. All right, And now that's squared off the sheet metal. So handy little command just to correct that. Okay, we'll flatten that out. Nice of it still. Let's just run our part command. All right, that's flattening out. There you go. That's now flattening out because those last errors was because the sheet metal wasn't square at the edges. So we've now cleaned that up. And now that's folding and flattening as we expect a piece of sheet metal to do. All right, thank you.